In this video, I'm going to discuss the 5 effects of menopause when dating women over 40. Listen, guys, if you're single and you're dating, I don't know what your age ranges are in terms of the women that you typically date, but if you're dating women over 40, this is the reality. And hang on because I've got some really fascinating 5 effects of menopause that have on women over 40. So stay tuned. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right, listen. 5 effects of menopause when dating women over 40. Now, my story quickly, and I'm going to give you the 5 things and then I'll explain them. So, my story quickly is I was married. I was married 20 years. Now I'm single, divorced, single 2.5 years. My typical dating range actually is 20 to 45. And there's a real reason for that because over 45, menopause kicks in. And I'll give you the 5 effects that it has on women. And it also affects you as a guy if you're dating her. So I'll just go through the 5 quick and then I'll explain why these are important to consider if you're going to date an older woman, all right? Over 40. Okay, so first of all, just going to go right through the 5 things. 1, they run hot, right? Hot flashes. 2, lower libido. 3, mood swings. I'm just taking a look at my notes. 4, body hair. And 5, trauma resurfacing. Okay, so, oh man, listen, my ex-wife is 6 years older than me currently. I married an older woman. And at that time, when I did get married, I was 29 and she was 35. So I, at that time, was into older women. I still like older women, and I have a very wide age range. Like I said, I will date from 20 to 45 typically. Past 45, really, I tell you, man, it's the menopause stuff. So I went through all of this with my ex-wife. My ex-wife's sister also went through this. My ex-wife's girlfriends who are married or single have also gone through this, and these are real things, okay? So first of all, running hot and hot flashes. Like if you don't like the temperature at, for those that are American, like 66 degrees Fahrenheit in your house, like meat locker, okay, that's what happens is they run hot. So cuddling in bed at night when you're trying to go to sleep, and if you like to actually have a human pillow, that's not happening with women going through premenopause and menopause because, like I said, they run hot. They're just always hot. So they prefer meat lockers. In Celsius, I would say probably like 18 degrees Celsius in your house. Okay, that's pretty cold for some of us. So that's number one. Number two, and this is just the reality, this has been my experience and what I've heard from other women going through menopause, and their libido definitely declines. It could be a short-term thing. Some women who I've dated that were over 45 said, "Oh no, my libido is increased during menopause." Anyways, in general, you can expect that their libido is going to decline. Okay. Number 3, oof, this is a significant one, is mood swings. Man, one moment, like seriously, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, one moment, everything's fine. You're chilling, you're watching a movie together, and all of a sudden they just flare up with something. And you know what? That thing you said to me the other day, or just extremes, bro. And that's one thing with menopause that affects them. They're happy one minute, they're sad one minute, and they're just kind of all over the place. So that's another thing you have to accept, okay? So number 4, I had no idea about this, but this is true. Women start growing hair in places they never really grew hair before. So body hair, they start growing hair on their chest. They start growing hair on their feet. They start growing hair more in their nose. all these things. This is real, okay? So some of those women will not take care of themselves like they used to. And if you're in an LTR, that is something that you might notice when she's going through menopause. Now, if she's single, most likely she's going to take care of that. But again, from what I've heard from various stories, that it's just exhausting for them to have to take care of all this hair, and they've been doing it for their whole life. And so some of them just kind of let it go and kind of become more of a bohemian type lifestyle. So number 5, and I saved this one for last because this is the saddest one, and it's true. A lot of childhood trauma starts to resurface, or other trauma that they've had in their life. I can't explain it. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the mood swing things, but my ex-wife, major trauma from childhood started resurfacing, and I'm like trying to console her about this and say, look, this happened a long time ago. Trauma from ex-boyfriends. Same thing with her sister. Trauma. Other women that I've known and I've met along the way that are friends or whatever and going through pre-menopause. It's like kind of basically midlife crisis sort of thing. But this has been the reality, is this trauma all of a sudden resurfaces out of the fucking blue, bro. Out of the blue. And you're taken by surprise and you're like, what? This happened like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And you're trying to console them, but it becomes a major thing. Like many women going through premenopause, they start going to therapy, and because they feel, oh, something's wrong. And so a lot of this is all to do with their hormonal changes. Now, if they get on hormone treatments early, then this won't necessarily be the case. But in general, this trauma comes up, and bro, it affects you because now they don't want to have sex because they're dealing with all this stuff. They have higher expectations for you to do more of the cooking, more of the cleaning. They're basically become a vegetable at the house, and they don't want to go out, and they're just like depressed. And it's bad, man. It's really bad. So again, I'm just speaking in terms of my experience and what I've heard. Maybe you guys will say, oh, no, man, I've dated women past 45. This has never been a problem. Okay, I'm just giving you some warnings if you typically do not date over 40, over 45 specifically. All right. So let me know in the comments what has been your experience on dating women over 40 and in terms of menopause, because I'd like to hear from you on this one. But hope you like this video, and we'll see you next time.